presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. Stryker, discover your strengths and follow your passion with us. Fanuc America, the leading supplier of robotics, CNCs, and factory automation. State Champs, also working in partnership with the Indiana High School Athletic Association. What's up, Indiana and the entire Fox Sports Midwest family? State Champs is here again to document the week that was in Indiana high school sports. Welcome to State Champs. We're presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. I'm Lauren Plant, and we've got a packed show. The football playoff pairings were released this week, but we still had the final Friday of the regular season to get to. Some conference titles still up for grabs.
That's right. I'm Kiera Hay, and we're already in the postseason for soccer and volleyball. We've got selected sectional highlights ahead that includes an upset. Our main event is a sectional 43 matchup in volleyball between Heritage Christian and Park Tudor, and I go in focus on one of the most dominant girls cross-country runners in the state. Of course, I'm talking about Carble's Phoebe Bates.
We've even got some unified flag football up ahead on the show, but enough of us. Let's get to the games. The story for Week 9, rain and mud all over Indiana, but the show must go on. Last year's Tri-Eastern champ Hagerstown trying to claim another conference crown before they head off to the Class A playoffs. Another story is at Northeastern. After 22 years, head coach Mike Roeder resigned last week. The assistants taking over trying to rally the Knights to a conference title. A win could mean a chance at a tie. Hagerstown up 7-0 in the first. Special teams stepping up. The Knights can't control the punt. Tigers senior Grant Vinson there to collect. And collect they would. Sophomore quarterback Noah Snodgrass heaves this one to Clay Cochran, and the senior would cash out. Tigers up 14 in the first. But in the second, the Knights driving. The handoff to Shane Berry, and the junior showing some power. That's a touchdown. 2-point conversion good. Knights close it in 14-8. But in the second half, already up 22-8, it's all Tigers. Starting QB Noah Snodgrass out with a knee injury. He's all right, but welcome in fellow sophomore QB Dominic Anderson. He's rolling here. He's going to hook up with Vincent, sliding. He's safe. And that is the ball game. Hagerstown wins their 21st TEC title, or at least a share of it, 30-14 the final. Next up, Indianapolis Bishop Chatard hosting Bloomington South. The 4-4 Panthers saying thanks to the seniors for the memories. One was last week as they defeated Roncalli 36-21, but this would be a tougher task. The visiting Trojans trying to rebound after back-to-back losses to out-of-state powerhouse schools, all about getting ready for the postseason. Chatard 5-2 on the year. Chatard driving early and often in the first, up 6-0. Senior quarterback Mark Nondorf with the give to Tony Harrison plummets his way to pay dirt. Extra point good, 13-0 Trojans as they start their march. Bishop Chatard's defense making a statement in the first. Patrick Mastrian with the big takeaway, and he will take it back to the house. Trojans in command, up 20-0. 5 left in the third. Nondorf with the quick drop over to junior Andrew Sowinski. He will turn on the Jets for another Trojan score. Nondorf 14 of 16 and 333 total yards for the Trojans from the line of scrimmage. But in the fourth, still some fight left in the Panthers. QB Trent Richardson looking, heaves it up to Sean Akuzi. He locks down the catch. Panthers up a score, but it is too little, too late. Bishop Chatard defeats Bloomington South 37-7 the final.
We switch gears over to boys Class A Sectional 43 soccer. And tonight would decide who would walk home with the sectional championship. The Chargers of Central Christian Academy coming into tonight's matchup at 11-3. And they would square up with the 7-2 Golden Eagles of Christelle House Academy. Golden Eagles line up for the kick. Squared up at keep for the Chargers, Zeke Brown. Kevin Segovia would strike, but denied. Zeke Brown handles the pressure, scoreless in the first half. In the second, Golden Eagles with another free kick. Hessen Correa Pinto puts it up, and Kevin Segovia would find his goal. Correa Pinto and Segovia on the same page for the 1-0 lead. Later in the action, Central Christian subsetting their keep for extra firepower on offense. And it worked. On the throw-in, Zeke Brown puts his head to it, the game at 1-1 all. After 2 overtime halves, it was time for a shootout. Up to kick, sophomore Jose Guzman pulling through for his team. He gets the goal, and Central Christian takes this one, defeating Christelle House Academy and becoming the Class A Sectional 43 champs.
When we're ready and the referees blow the whistle and we can run the play, let's run the play.
Good.
Okay? And let's move the game.
State champs, always proud to celebrate the entire high school sports experience. Doesn't get much better than this. Noblesville High School hosting the IHSAA Unified Flag Football and Champions Together game. A partnership with Special Olympics where high schoolers and special needs athletes getting after it. This, the regional championship between Carroll and Noblesville. Millers with a nice play to get things going. The quarterback, Christopher Shive, buying time, under pressure, decides to air one out deep to the end zone. And how about Miguel Mojica with the incredible grab? Millers put 6 on the board. Final moments of the half, Carroll driving. Pass complete to Griffin Ford, whose flag is ripped just before he can score. 12-0 Millers at intermission. To the second half, Carroll going play action and over the middle to Andrew James Macon, almost able to high step it into the end zone. Cade Heller now back to pass for Noblesville. He'll hit Shive for the touchdown. To the victors go the spoils. Noblesville is moving on to the championship. Like a lot of universities across the country, it's also homecoming week at Lawrence Technological University. As always, lots going on. It's everyone's favorite time of year, homecoming, which means tons of on-campus activities. During homecoming, students can participate in several competitions, from cooking contests to powder puff football. And of course, check out the homecoming soccer, and for the first time in 7 decades here, a football game. Homecoming is always the perfect time for student, faculty, and of course alumni to bond together and show off their Blue Devil pride.
Homecoming is a great time for everybody to reflect on why they chose LTU and kind of bond together with their fellow Blue Devils. The reboot football season, there's so much happening right now that this is such a great time to be involved on campus, and that all students should be willing to show their school spirit and pride in being Lawrence Tech Blue Devil.
The annual concert featuring some big national acts is always the perfect capper. A 2018 Princeton study rates Lawrence Tech one of the best in the Midwest. U.S. News and World Report take it even further and rank LTU one of the best in the nation. Learn why Lawrence Technological's hands-on approach to learning, called Theory and Practice, is the best way to learn at the next level. Simply go to ltu.edu today.
This is the first season of football at Lawrence Tech in 70 years. And beginning next year, the Blue Devils will have full membership in the NAIA's Mid-States Football Association. Do you have a dream of playing college football at the equivalent of a Division II school? The LTU football staff is recruiting athletes right now, so don't wait, recruit yourself. Go to ltuathletics.com, click on the football page, and then click on the Recruit Me button. Circle the date November 17th, and the Blue Devils will be invading Indiana as they travel to Indiana Wesleyan University. So see what all this excitement is about firsthand.
I want to be a dermatologist, and though a lot of universities tried to recruit me for basketball, Lawrence Tech had the science curriculum that I wanted. LTU's Southfield campus is a great place to learn, and the classes are small enough that I don't have to wait for office hours to talk to my professors. They're usually right by my side, challenging me and guiding me toward a successful future. Lawrence Tech, possible is everything.
I love working for Stryker.
I'm genuinely excited to come to work every day.
We support each other and look out for each other.
I love Stryker because we are like a family.
At Stryker, I own my career.
There are so many different places Stryker can take me in the next 5 years.
Together with our
customers,
we are driven
to make
healthcare better.
Great people with a strong mission and values can accomplish great things together.
This is State Champs!
Next, to Center Grove, and the mascot definitely a half-glass full kind of person, weather no bother. The Trojans, who play one of the toughest schedules in football, looking to end the regular season with another W. As for Cathedral, they haven't played an area team in weeks, coming off a loss with Ohio St. Edward last week. And if you're the Fighting Irish, first order of business, stop Trojan running back Carson Steele. Already trailing 13-zip, it's that man Steele. CG led 20-0 at the break. Later, it's more from the man of steel. Center Grove up 27 in the third. 131 yards on 18 carries. Carson Steele would score 3 touchdowns as Center Grove defeats Cathedral 34-7 the final.
Next up, Lawrenceburg Tigers visiting the Knights of South Dearborn. Highlights courtesy of the ISE Sports Network. Trey Theus under center for South Dearborn with the fake, slings it over to Ethan Getz, and he would get the Knights going with this one. Down the seam, diving into the end zone, touchdown Knights, extra point good. South goes up 7-0. In the third, South Dearborn up 7-0. Garrett Yone lines up. He can do it. Would not be denied. Touchdown Tigers. Extra point no good, however. Knights up by a penny, 7-6. Later into the game, Lawrenceburg down 14-6 with 2:30 left in the game. Garrett Yone, again putting some weight on his back, drives into the end zone for another Tiger TD. They would have the lineup for 2. The reverse, what a play call. Jalen Parks passes and finds Yone in the end zone. 2-point was good. Tie ball game at 14. Later in OT. South with the ball, trying to clinch the victory. QB Trey Thias pitches. The ball pops out. Nathan Pryatt finds the rock somehow for 6. South Dearborn comes away with the win over Lawrenceburg, 2014, the final. It was senior night at Harrison as the Raiders taking on the visiting Giants of Marion. Highlights courtesy of the ISE Sports Network. Off to the action, Harrison would get a fast start. The big block by the Raiders, and they would track it all the way near the goal line, little under 5.5. Harrison quarterback Andrew Jensen will call his own number, crosses the painted line for 6, 9-zip, Raiders lead. The Giants trying to get it rolling. In the pistol, quarterback Kashawn Taylor drops to pass, decides to use his legs, but in trouble. The Raiders unable to bring him down. He could take it the distance, and Taylor does. Finds the Giants touchdown, would bring the score 9-6, Harrison leading. In the third, Taylor again uses his legs, this time with a stiff arm, and that's another Giant touchdown. 12-9, Marion claims a lead. We move to the fourth. Harrison looking for the win. Andrew Jensen with the fake pitch. Looks to pass it, but Andres Aguilar there, a tipped ball. Marion holds on to the lead and takes this one 14-11, the final.
This is Alan True from 24/7 Sports with this week's State Champs Recruit Report. The big recruiting news in the state of Indiana this week was 4-star Avon running back Samson James moving his commitment from Ohio State to Indiana. This comes after he visited Columbus for the game between the Buckeyes and the Hoosiers and had a chance to see the progress Tom Allen's team has made. James becomes the highest-ranked commit ever in Indiana during the 24/7 Sports period, which began in 1999. One of the state's top seniors that's beginning to pick up more offers is Cathedral linebacker Haven Montefalco, a 6'2", 220-pound prospect who recently picked up an offer from Western Illinois. That goes along with several Ivy League opportunities he's had, including Colgate, Brown, and Cornell. One other senior who recently picked up his first offer was Kokomo defensive tackle Javius Gray, a 5'11", 270-pound senior who is a 2-time All-Stater and one of the most disruptive players in the state. Marion extended an offer his way, and several more schools are looking closely at Gray. For this week's State Champs Recruit Report, I'm Alan True.
We've got a great production team, but we're looking for aspiring reporters who are fun, energetic, and have good production skills. So if you think you have what it takes to tell a great story here on State Champs, connect with us by emailing us on our contact page at statechampsnetwork.com. We've got more football highlights and girls soccer too, only on State Champs.
I'm not built to walk away.
I'm not built to sit still.
I'm not built to stand aside.
I'm not built to speak softly.
I'm I'm built for one thing.
FANUC America is the #1 supplier of robots, CNCs, and factory automation. Our certified automation training prepares students for high-tech careers in advanced manufacturing. Manufacturers use automation to maximize productivity. That's why high-paying careers in advanced automation are in demand today. Our CERT program provides manufacturers and educators a STEM-based curriculum centered on robotics and automation training. Contact FANUC to learn more about our certified automation training programs.
Back again. You know me. Pepperoni Asiago. Oh, he's so cute. What's his name? Pepperoni Asiago. I just want to eat him up.
Flavor fanatics love us because we invented flavored crust pizza with 100% real mozzarella cheese and fresh dough made daily. Now get meal deals for any budget. Hungry?
Howie's! My passion is architecture. I don't want to sit around passively studying. I need to create. In our architecture studios at Lawrence Tech, we collaborate with students, faculty, and professionals from around the world. And from day one, we design using the same industry standard software that architecture firms use. I really feel like I'm designing my own future here. Lawrence Tech, possible is everything.
We love hearing all the story suggestions that you give us for In Focus, so keep them coming. And if you haven't given us an idea yet, go to statechampsnetwork.com and go to our contact page and send us an email. This week, we're back at Carmel to highlight an exceptional cross-country runner. Let's check it out. Phoebe Bates is a two-time All-State cross-country runner. She won back-to-back individual regional championship titles, and she's ranked as one of the best runners in the state of Indiana. Pretty impressive for a junior.
One of the fun things about Phoebe is she loves to just race. She's a racer. Some girls love to train. Phoebe loves to race.
I think just the feeling after you have a good race, it's like one of the best feelings in the world, and I appreciate that feeling a lot, so that kind of keeps me motivated.
Chasing that runner's high has led Phoebe to becoming a top runner in one of the state's most successful cross-country programs. Carmel has 18 state championship titles altogether, including a 7-year streak from 2010 to 2016.
She's a top athlete. Everybody knows that. She's at the top of her sport, at least in this state right now. And many top athletes can be tempted to let the headlines go to their head. But, you know, Phoebe really is a team-first attitude. She's not one of those top athletes that's really about her own accomplishments and what she wants to achieve this year. She wants more than anything for the team to succeed.
Phoebe's top goal this year is to win another state championship title and have her team qualify for Nike Nationals. She says that one of the things she enjoys most about cross country is being able to run with her friends.
Running's just one of those things I think I'll always do. You don't have to be the fastest or the best. Like, it's one of those things you can enjoy no matter how fast you are, and it's just a great way to make friends.
There are over 150 girls on Carmel's cross-country roster, and Coach Dalton says he has seen Phoebe make an effort to try and connect with each of them.
You know, I think she will be the next in line, in a long line of great Carmel athletes that have left a great culture and a great tradition of girls cross-country here at Carmel.
For In Focus, I'm Kiara Hay.
It's time for the highlights on State Champs. Woo!
It's the last regular season matchup in volleyball before the playoffs start, set at Frankfort High School, where the Hot Dogs welcomed in Sagamore Conference foes, the Southmont Mounties. In the first, both teams keeping the ball alive, but something has got to give. Mounties go for the kill, but it's denied in front by junior Ashley Timmons. Frankfort takes the first set. Mounties with the advantage in the second. Junior Alexis Nelson fires the cannon, but the dig keeps it alive. Hot Dogs able to return. The setup again for Nelson, and this time she gets the big kill to go. Southmont ties it up at 1 apiece. Off to the third set. Hot Dogs with the set point. The DROP drop shot by senior Riley Isgrig. Frankfort takes the third set. Hot Dogs on the verge of taking home the W. The Dogs will be barking loud when they see the power of senior Kimmy Kingma. Here she is in front of the net with some mustard behind that one. Frankfort wins the match over Southmont 3-1.
It was a beautiful day at Batesville High for this girls' sectional soccer matchup between Batesville and South Dearborn. Highlights courtesy of the ISC Sports Network. South Dearborn, considered the underdog, would strike first. Senior Alyssa McClanahan looks ahead, dishing the ball to Abby Hensley. The sophomore boots the ball, top shelf and in. The Knights take the early lead, 1-0. Batesville, highly ranked at number 2, would respond on the corner kick. The junior, Liz Heedledge, sends it to the far post. A battle for the ball, sophomore Lauren Gutzweiler with the equalizer, 1-1, tie game. The Knights on the attack, junior Aaron Huber turns on the Jets, beating the defender. And then the nice cut inside, off Huber's left foot and into the back of the net. Huber would seal the deal for South Dearborn as the Knights defeat Batesville, 3-1, the final.
Now back to the gridiron action underneath the Friday night lights as we visit Monroe Central High School. The Golden Bears taking on the Raiders of Shenandoah in this Mid-Eastern Conference brawl. In the first, with 8.5 left, Raiders quarterback Peyton Starks with some fakes. Who's got it? Gabe Young's got it and finds the left edge for the 11-yard score. Puts Raiders up 8-0. 2 minutes later, the Golden Bears would be knocking on the door before they even knew it. Seth Wilson showing some poise, takes the sweep for a stretch, and there's no stopping the senior tailback. 56 yards to the zone, 8-6, Raiders still lead. The Raiders would not hold back. QB Peyton Starks bobbles the snap, but still willing to toss it up. The big catch by Gabe Wilson for a 31-yard snag and run has Raiders in control of this one. Shenandoah takes this one over Monroe Central, 43-6, the final. Now off to the IHS AA Champions Network Game of the Week, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. The Red Devils versus the Blue Devils. West Lafayette coming off a big win against Twin Lakes a week ago, but standing in their way, the undefeated Tipton Blue Devils. Just a minute expired into the game. West Lafayette with the ball. Quarterback Kyle Adams wants to get this thing going. Finds Kyle Hazel for the first score of the game. PAT good, 7-0, Red Devils lead. Red Devils, just like their name, red hot in this matchup. Kyle Adams again drops and finds Harrison Truitt down the sideline. Nobody's going to stop him. The 80-yard pass and catch touchdown. West Lafayette putting this one out of reach of Tipton. And the sequel would happen next. Adams next to Truitt for the touchdown again. West Lafayette takes this one over Tipton in convincing fashion. 42-0, the final.
If you think State Champs is just a TV show once a week, then think again. Those who follow, like, and subscribe to State Champs Indiana on social media know that we are constantly uploading fresh content. We've got highlights, rankings, and news, and you'll find it on our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Let's get State Champs Indiana trending, and we'll keep uploading more of what you're looking for. We've also got an exclusive recruiting news on our website at statechampsnetwork.com. Our main event in volleyball is next on State Champs.
Since the dawn of man, storytelling has been the most effective and engaging means of communication. Whether gathered around the warm glow of a fireplace or the family television set, a compelling story has always moved people to action. At Yellow Flag Productions, the Emmy-winning storytellers behind our television programs are now helping clients create content that emphasizes their people and passions. Let us tell your story and share it with the world.
I want a career in robotics and automation, so I chose Lawrence Tech for its first in Michigan robotics engineering program. LTU's brand new STEM complex has a robotics lab where we can design, build, and program robots in a creative atmosphere. And the best thing is, I haven't graduated yet, but I already have a job in my field. I know I made the right choice for my career. Lawrence Tech, possible is everything.
Welcome back to State Champs. Although not in the same conference in volleyball, Park Tudor and Heritage Christian get together a lot. You can set your watch that in early September, these two will meet. Now, in back-to-back years, they're also meeting in the playoffs. We head out to Sectional 43 for this week's main event between the Eagles and the Panthers. Volleyball taking center stage. Indianapolis-Scecina Memorial, the site for this Sectional 43 playoff matchup in Class 2A. Park Tudor coming in ranked 10th in the state, squaring off against second-ranked Heritage Christian. Eagles swept Park Tudor in 3 games in late August.
1, 2, 3, Eagles!
Park Tudor, 22 wins this season, snagged some momentum early in the first game. On the outside, Dia Moore Freeman set up, Dia Moore Freeman pounded down. Eagles searching for their 20th win of the year. Climbed back in it. Good rally here until Lily Snyder placing it perfectly for the sophomore Elizabeth Phillips into your living room. Eagles, sectional champs a year ago that included knocking out Park Tudor in the playoff opener. Set point, Snyder with the serve. Park will blast it out of bounds and Heritage Christian takes game 1. To the second set now, and we slow it down to drink in the sweet serve by Phillips. Panthers just can't handle that hot potato. H. Christian soaring to start the second, finding a variety of ways to score here. Raymond Colvin with the nice touch where Mr. Wilson finds the floor. Back to full speed now, and Colvin dropping the hammer. Eagles win the second set by 10 points, 25-15. Panthers trying to find a way to climb back in it 1 point at a time. Lily Sumner with a solid shot the Eagle D can't contend with. And like it had in 2017, the Eagles would be moving on. Match point, Heritage Christian will take this and the match. 25-17, HC, the clean sweep.
We kind of got off to like a rough start, but overall I feel like we executed well and like stuck to the game plan.
That's it for this week. Football playoffs next week. We can't wait.
That's right. And if you think we should be at your game in any sport, go to our contact page at statechampsnetwork.com. And until then, see ya.
State Champs is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. Stryker, discover your strengths and follow your passion with us. Fanuc America, the leading supplier of robotics, CNCs, and factory automation. State Champs also working in partnership with the Indiana High School Athletic Association.